Since you are all choosing the phone, I will just go ahead and do it myself. So, who's that? That's Luz. Yes. Hi,
Hi.
Luz. I was hoping somebody else would join via video. Woo! So welcome everyone. My name is Sophie Mihalko, if you don't know me, and I am a certified facilitator of Access Consciousness. What does that mean? Well, I pretty much create whatever I want, whenever I want. But the other thing this means is that I use energy to create what I want. So I have done a lot of law of attraction before I came to Access Consciousness. And we always talked about aligning your vibration with what you wanted to have. And there was a lot of kind of fake it till you make it stuff going on, which is great. I don't have any problem with all of that. Hey, you joined us. But to me, now that I know what's really truly possible with energy, I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to teach all the people who've been trying to fake it till you make it, or the people who've been wanting to vibrate the right way, or vibrate according to the vortex or their desires. And I want to show them how to do it with energy, or how to do it with the tools that I know are available. So let me see. I think somebody's a little noisy. No, that's okay. All right, so welcome to everyone. And the first thing that I wanted to point out is so the other day I was thinking about imagination, right? And do you guys, when you hear the word imagination, do you actually see something real, or do you see something that's more like a dream? Anybody?
I would say more like a dream for me.
Yes, more like a dream, right? So what if instead of looking at your imagination like a dream, you actually looked at imagination like what's really possible for you and your life? So what if when you imagine something, it is a reality that's available to you, you just have not chosen it yet? Okay, yeah. So if you could choose anything right now, if you could imagine having anything right now, what would it be?
Pure happiness.
Pure happiness. Okay. I know the man who's talking, and I know he's already choosing that.
Hi.
You're choosing that.
Sorry. I can't hear anybody.
That's okay.
Total peace.
Luz, did you want to say something?
Yes, peace, more peace.
Peace. Mm-hmm. Okay, so peace for yourself, or what kind of peace?
In relationship to my sister.
Okay, peace in the relationship with your sister. So when you look at it, if it's coming up for you, that means it's a possibility, isn't it?
Yes.
So what is between you and that possibility? What's in the middle?
It come up pride from both of us.
Pride?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I also call pride having walls up.
Yes.
So everyone here, if you can imagine your possibility, your desire, your, like, the thing that gets you up in the morning that you want to have, imagine it in front of you, and all the walls between you and that possibility, bring them down right now. Just bring down the walls. Bring them up. Candace is like, come on. Come on. Bring them down. Bring them down. Come on. Ooh. How does that feel?
Expansive.
Good.
Yeah? Candace, how did it feel?
Good.
Good. Awesome. So, so this is what happens. The first time we want something, we say, I want it. And so when we say I want it, we create this separation between us and that thing. So for Luz, like she's separated from the possibility of having peace with her sister. For me, I'm still separated from having $1 million in my bank account tomorrow. You know, like there's still that separation between me and that. So what I wanted to talk about today, because I was in Paris about a week ago, and I was doing this wonderful class with these people on money. And this guy, I was asking him, so if you could have anything with money, what would it be? And he said, I just want to be so aligned with what I desire that it comes like this. And it really took me by surprise, because it's been a while that I have not said that I needed to be aligned with what I wanted for it to happen like this. Then I listened to Corey Michelle and Julia Sodas talk about going from peanuts to billions, which, by the way, I recommend. It's on SoundCloud, and you can look up Julia Sodas, S-O-T-A-S. And they have this great conversation about going from peanuts to billions. And the first conversation that Corey has is, are you a match, an energetic match for what you're asking for? So Luz, if you had peace with your sister right now, how would your body be?
Totally relaxed.
Yeah, exactly. For me, if I had $1 million, I'd be laughing my ass off all the time, right? I'd be talking to my assistants all the time, booking my driver and my nanny and all of that, right?
Yes.
So there is an energy that we're not choosing, that we're not being yet. So look at this, look at that energy of how would you be? How would you talk? How would you spend your time? How would you hold yourself? What would you eat? How would you dress if you had that desire? And guess what I'm going to say next? Choose it. Choose it, choose it, choose it, baby. Choose it, choose it, choose it, baby. So I'm having fun, right? Right now, I'm having fun. When I have $1 million, for me, it's that energy. It's that energy of having so much fun that you cannot stop me, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Be that energy right now, right here, in this moment. Be that energy. It does not matter if your sister is so mad at you, she won't talk to you. Be the energy of, my sister is so cool, I love her, she's amazing, right now. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there somebody here who is not totally clear on what I'm saying? Okay.
So Sophie, so are we talking about being vibrationally in line with our desires?
Well, that's what people call it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is actually being that. So when people say being the vibration of their desire, it's kind of like it means that you have to change something, or it means that something has to be different. Or for me, what I'm saying is, you can be, in this 10 seconds, you can be somebody who has $10,000 debt, and then 10 seconds later, you can be somebody who has $1 million in the bank. It's just a choice. The only difference is who you're being. And I'm going to give you a very good example, since he may, maybe not, I don't know, one day be our president. This is probably a story that's going to come up. So Donald Trump, at some point, owed to banks $157 million. Okay, that's what he owed to banks, and he was not able to repay his debt. So I think at the time he owed that to 3 banks. the banks talked among themselves and they decided that they could not forgive his debt, because if they forgive his debt, it would cause them problems, which sometimes that's what happens. They forgive debt, but they could not forgive his debt. So instead, they brought 5 other banks and they calculated that he was going to now, they were going to lend him $300 million. So he started owing $157 million. By the end of the evening, he had $300 million more. Was he different? I mean, did he do anything in between? No. It's who he was being. He told them, basically, you don't have a choice. This is what I'm creating. This is what I'm going to create. This is what it could create for all of you. You're going to give me that money. And they saw that he was being the energy of somebody who was going to create. He was talking about $1 billion at the time. So he was going to create $1 billion, and he did. So they did give him $300 million. Now, this is what I'm talking about. We're like, oh my gosh, I have a $500 bill. How am I going to pay it? Okay. Why do you care? Do you really care about a $500 bill? Or do you care about the $5,000 contract that's about to come your way? There's a movie called, I think it's called American Pie. Do you guys remember that movie? It came out in the 90s. A huge success. I think it went to win Academy Awards and all of that. Well, the guy who wrote the movie, his electricity was getting turned off, and he got the bill in his mailbox the same day that he got the contract for the script of American Pie. So basically, within a day, he went from, owing a lot of money to the electrical company to being this high, well-known Hollywood writer. Somebody, okay. Tobias is just going to mute for, no, actually, you're good. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. It's about being the energy of what and who you want to be. So all of you right now that are with me on the call, what is it going to take for you to be the energy of that peace and joy and love and money and healthy body that you're asking for? What is it going to take? What do you have to give up? Do you have to give up that there's a problem with you?
Yes.
Yes. So with Access Consciousness, we use something called the clearing statement. So those of you who do not know it, you can go to theclearingstatement.com, and I'm going to use it now. So everywhere that you guys have bought the idea that there is something wrong with you or with somebody else, would you please uncreate and destroy it all?
Yes.
Yes.
So when you have decided there's something wrong with you or somebody else, you cannot see what else is possible. You can't. So if you really want to know what else is possible, you have to give up being wrong, or you have to give up making somebody else wrong. Okay? Once you have stopped making you wrong or somebody else wrong, then you can actually be what else is possible. And I say be what else is possible because something that is very, very clear to me. You can ask lots and lots and lots of questions, and I'm sure the people on the call know how to ask questions. But if you're not choosing something, the questions will not lead anywhere. So if you say, what will it take for me to have peace with my sister? But you're not choosing to have peace with your sister, you will not know what it will take to have peace with your sister. And that's just one example, because I know Luz actually does the work. But if I say, what will it take for me to have $1 million in the bank tomorrow, but I don't choose to have $1 million in the bank tomorrow, I will not know. I will not know what it's going to take. You guys
Sophie,
get that?
is a desire a thought? Does it start with being a thought?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. So A thought is a limitation. So actually, I think there is two type of desires. There's the desires that we think we want, like money and, you know, a person to be with and a beautiful house. So all the stuff that we see everybody have. So usually this is the stuff we think we want. And then there's the desire that is so deep inside of us that is just who we are, right? So today I was really, really down today. I felt really not good. And I used every single tool I had to feel better and nothing was working. So I kept asking, okay, what do I love doing? What do I love doing? Because when I'm not feeling good, if I do something I love doing, then usually I feel better. So I kept looking at that. And finally, I was like, you know what I love doing? I love making videos. So I'm just going to make a video, even though I had no idea what I was going to make a video on. I just decided I'm going to make a video. So I put my camera and I started talking nonsense to the camera. And within seconds, I started feeling better, right? I started having more energy, being happier. So that desire that I have to make videos is something really deep inside me. First of all, I joke a lot on my videos. I make faces. I jump up and down. I move a lot of energy on my videos. If you guys are on my 30-day program, you know how I'm always filling around, like moving around, moving energy. So I love making videos for that reason. And that's a desire deep in me to make videos and to share with people how brilliant they are, how phenomenal they are, and what is it that's going to make their life easier. That's my deep desire. Now, the money is fun. Do I have a desire for money? Maybe. But it's also really easy to make it a thought. So thank you for asking that question, Tobias, because I do believe that some of our desires are just thoughts, and some of them are true desires where it's so part of you that you have to have it. And I do believe that having peace with your sister can be a very deep desire. Or it can be a thought. So all of you here on the call, and those of you watching this later, look at that desire that you say you want to have. Is it deep inside that you have to have it? Or is it, that'd be nice? Which one is it?
To me,
For me, that would be nice.
It would be nice.
Yeah, not a deep desire.
Yeah. And can I ask what it is?
You mean what it is with my sister?
Oh, I thought it was loose with your sister. You also have something with your sister?
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. What is it?
You know, it's really nothing.
So what phenomenal relationship with your sister could you actually have that you have not chosen yet?
Yeah, I think that's kind of it. I haven't chosen any relationship with her.
Yeah.
But
And
it's kind of this thing we should have
does she
a
want,
relationship with our sister.
yeah, you should. But does she want a relationship with you?
Yes.
So are you picking up on her desire instead of your desire?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, so if you guys are not familiar with the tools of access, 98% of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions are not yours. So when you think you want something, it's most likely somebody else has the deep desire for it and you don't. But you're picking up on it, so you're like, okay, it must be mine. So Candace, what could you create with your sister that would be fun for you?
I don't think anything would be fun with her, which is why I haven't chosen it.
Yeah, or maybe seeing each other at Christmas, or maybe talking on the phone every 6 months, or maybe sending each other pictures of kids, you know? That's what I do with my sister, and that works great. Yeah. So also, since we're talking about women here, there is something with women a lot of times that I discovered where women tend to like have to show each other that they're independent, that they're strong women, that they don't need each other, that it's all good. So all the strong women out there, would you please encourage and destroy all the separations that you have with other women?
Yes.
Yes.
Ballon de batte on Saint-Beyond. And what if being a strong woman looked nothing like what you decided it should look like?
Mm-hmm.
And what if being a strong woman, like I just had lunch with my sister about 10 days ago. And basically what I did is I said, yes, absolutely. Yes, you're right. Yes, absolutely. And that to me was being strong, because I so did not have to prove that I was right, that I gave her total space for her to be whatever she wanted to be, which was annoying, but that's what she wanted to be. So I gave her space for that. And then I was done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are you willing to have that with people in your life where you give them what they need so that they leave you alone and then you can go and live your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that idea.
I like it too. Now, let's also look for, okay, so this is really cool because we all have, I mean, the three of us, at least, I don't know about the other people on the call, but the three of us have this experience with somebody in our family that really does not work for us. So, great, let's just create ease around it. But also, for me, it created the seed for what I actually want in my life, which is people that are open, people that really care for each other, people that are kind and funny. Okay? So that actually allowed me to see, wow, this is so not what I'm creating. How cool is that? That I get to see that I'm creating something completely different. So instead of looking at what we don't want, what do we want? Right?
Yeah.
Bright, shiny people.
Bright, shiny people. And sometimes bright, shiny people can be sweaty and dirty, but make me laugh so much, right? Right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
What else? What else do you guys want to create in your life?
Am I the only guy on this phone call?
Yeah, but you're used to it.
Oh, okay.
And maybe not, because there's a couple other people that are muted, so I do not know if they're men or women. You're the only one man participating. How's that?
Mm.
And if only you guys knew what kind of man it is. I like to. All right, so aligning with your desires is being what you desire right now in this 10 seconds instead of creating this separation between you and your desire. So the other thing is, a lot of times we don't choose something that's really exciting. So earlier I talked about this really deep desire, but this really deep desire could be also something that is so fun that you cannot wait to get up in the morning and go do it, right? So what is it that you can perceive is right there available, but not yet, or or it's not something you are considering because it will take too much time, or you don't know the right people, or you don't have the resources? What is it that you guys want to have?
Good question.
Nobody has something?
Well, me is going to the 7-day event that I've been postponing and not creating.
Okay, I just have to say, Luz is one of these amazing creators that she pretends she's not. Sorry, darling. I kind of got your number there. Yeah. So the 7-day is in October. Is that the one you want?
Anyone.
Any one of them. Well, let's say the one in
Just
October.
go.
Did you see that they recently sent an email saying you can still sign up? Did you see that?
Yes.
So what could you create?
Where's my diaper?
On your bed. Please don't scream. I'm doing a class. What could you create to make that easy and fun for you? Oh, darling. I just got the image too. You're going to have fun doing that. All right. Sorry. I'm just a little psychic. So Luz, you were in Santa Barbara with me in June.
Yes.
You felt the miracles that we all tapped into. So what miracle are you not seeing that you truly are being right now?
I keep hiding.
Hiding?
Yeah, I think I keep hiding.
Yeah, you've done some of the videos, right?
Yes.
What else? So is it true that you're hiding? Is it true? Is it light or heavy?
Heavy.
Yeah.
I keep lying to myself that I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Not being it.
Yeah. So everywhere that you guys are not acknowledging the perfect creators that you are, would you please uncreate and destroy all of that times the godzillion?
Yes.
Goodbye, pardon, last pochette, and beyond. So if you look in the last 24 hours, what did you create in the last 24 hours?
I quit the joy.
You created joy. How cool is that? Anybody else created joy? I did. This morning with my kids, we had so much fun in the car. We just had a blast. So I created joy too. What else? What else did you create? Anybody? What did you create today?
Hello?
Yes. Hello. Welcome.
Oh, hello. Well, I passed a test.
You passed the test. How cool is that?
Yeah,
What
I'm
kind of
taking a
test was
course,
it?
and I was really intimidated about taking this test, and it ended up I only got one wrong out of 19. And so, like, what I would desire to create is a fearless life.
Wow. So,
And
fearless
living.
life. Doesn't that mean that you are giving fear power when you say fearless life, though?
Say that again?
If you say fearless life, doesn't that mean that fear still exists in your universe?
Yes.
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 So having fear in your universe, does that work for you?
It isn't fun.
Okay, but it does work.
Well, I suppose I've put it to work for a long time.
Right. So what does having fear in your universe create? Does that mean that you don't have what you want to have?
Yes. Yes.
What else? What else does that create? To have fear in your universe, what else does that create?
I guess sometimes it creates inspiration.
Yes.
Of a sort, you know.
Yes.
If you think you have to overcome something, maybe that sort of inspires me.
Yeah. So why would you have? Why would you not want to have that?
Good question.
So is it what it? So you see, a lot of people think they have to live without fear. But I actually think fear is just an energy. It's a very intense energy, and we give it this bad name. It's like the big bad wolf. But it's called fear, right? So what if instead you just called it inspiration? What if instead it was just a little kick in the butt that you need to create something?
I like that.
And what if it's excitement?
Yeah, it could be excitement.
Yeah.
There's no difference neurologically.
That's right. There is no difference. That's right.
Oh, that's
Sophie?
so cool.
Yes.
Sophie?
Okay. Yes.
How come our desires seem like they're at their strongest when you're living like just the opposite of it?
Yeah.
What is that?
So this is called polarity. So this whole reality is based on polarity. This whole reality tells you something is right, something is wrong, something is good, something is bad. And a lot of people have designed their life, their bodies, everything around them, so that if this goes, then this resists. So in order to have the creation that you want to have, you will only push if you have something to push against. You will only create if you have something to push against. So when we are deep, not having what we want to have, that's when we're like, I'm going to have it. Because it's this polarity that this reality lives from, that this reality has made so critical and so important. So it's fine. What if you guys just be okay with having that polarity? Like the person who just talked about fear. So what if you were okay with having fear? Earlier.
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah, because I mean,
go ahead.
fear just seemed like it was always a wrongness.
But it's not.
Right. So if it can just be what it is, like I'm gradually sensing how it's really sort of a sensorial feeling, like having sensory awareness in my body, and sometimes I call it fear.
Yeah.
And that maybe now it's just becoming a sense there's something stimulating my system, and it doesn't necessarily have to be called fear, or if it is, it can just be that I'm aware of that.
Exactly. Thank you.
And then that's like energy actually that I can put forth.
Yes, exactly. So it's awesome. Okay. So one of my teachers, mentors, I don't know how you want to call it, Dr. Dane here, says that in order to change something, you have to step out of the situation so far beyond that you can see the one molecule that if you turn that molecule, so if let's say that molecule is positive and you turn it negative or vice versa, then if you change that one molecule, everything else will change. But you cannot find that molecule if you're right there in front of it. You can only find it if you're really far away from it. So the more space you have with the situation, the clearer you will be on that one molecule you have to change. And this is where this reality makes it confusing, because this reality wants us to be in it. Like, I'm afraid, I'm going to be with my fear, I'm going to work on it. Or, you know, I'm so deep down in this dark hole, oh my gosh. So that's what we've been taught. But the way that I do it, I've instituted something called pity parties, where you get to enjoy the worst case scenario. So you get to enjoy the fear, you get to enjoy being in the dark, you get to enjoy being like all by yourself, and you get to enjoy being panicked and depressed and overweight and sick. You get to enjoy all of that fully. Be like, I'm gonna be a piece of shit right now. Yeah, awesome. I'm gonna have an awful day. Absolutely. Because that's what's going to create space. When you stop making it wrong, when you stop making it this big monster, that's when you can have space. And then when you have the space, right, Luz? Then you can find that one molecule that you can change. But not until you have the space. So instead of being the vibration of what you want, create as much space as you can around both what you don't want and what you want, so you can see what it is that you just flip like that to change. Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah, because well, I'm just sort of sensing something, and that it's like, I was having a conversation with a friend today, and she gets really angry. She works at a cash register, and she gets angry at people. And I was, asked her what energy, space, and consciousness can she and her body be to be the energy, space, and consciousness that she truly be. And that when I expand into space, it's completely contrary to what my habit's been.
Uh-huh.
And it's, when I have real thought to do it in a moment where I normally would get mad or annoyed or whatever, then it's like, wow, if everything is bigger, this just doesn't affect me like that. And so I, yes, agree.
Yes, exactly.
That's true.
Exactly. And I just have to give you guys a quick little story. Today, for some weird reason, nothing in my house changed, but for some weird reason, my kitchen was like full of flies, and I could not understand. Like, I took the trash out and everything. I could not understand. Then my dog is having so much fun catching all the flies. So one, I realized he's bored, so he probably created the flies, so he has something to do. That was one. And then the other thing is that with the flies, I was always doing this, right? I was always like flapping around my arms and moving them. And now, Luz, you know that. Yeah. When we flap our arms like this, what are we doing?
Moving energy?
Yeah, we're changing things, right?
Yes.
Exactly. I was moving energy around like crazy. And it was awesome. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you, flies, for making me move energy. It was really cool. Because otherwise it was this stale energy, like nothing was changing until the flies came along. And then actually we have just a couple now compared to before. It's so much better. But it's so fascinating how I had to create flies for me to start moving around. Right? So what have you decided is an annoying fly that if you did not have that annoying fly, you would not create what it is you want to create?
Oh, that reminds me of my business partner.
Yes! I was going to say
Annoying fly.
she's being what you need in order to move toward what you want to create. Am I right? Yeah. How cool is that? So this is so funny because we spend our time resisting problems or resisting obstacles or resisting flies when actually we should just embrace them and see what it is that they're creating. So now for the ladies in the group that had problems with their sister, what is this creating in your life that you're not acknowledging?
Separation, limitation.
Say that again.
Separation and limitation.
Yeah, but it's creating something else that you've been asking for, otherwise you would not have it. Is it giving you an awareness?
Yeah, but I don't have words for it.
You don't have the words? Mm-hmm. That's okay. But there's the awareness, and also, are you noticing how much more kind you are than she is?
Yes. The thing is, she does not receive me.
Yeah. So does that mean you have to receive you more?
Yes.
Thank you, sister. I get to acknowledge me because of you. Woo! Right?
Sophie, you mentioned resistance. Can you explain like releasing resistance?
Do you want me to explain resistance?
Well, no. You mentioned the resistance. Can you explain like how the best way to release resistance, or what you should do when resistance comes about?
Yeah, that's why I do pity parties. So for me, resistance is where you're like looking at it and you don't want it, right? So there's something in the universe and you're like, well, I don't want to pay taxes, or I don't want mean people in my life, or I don't want to be not without money, or I don't want to not have a car. So you resist all of that. Well, for me, the best way to drop resistance is to be, wow, not having a car is cool because I get to walk around and meet people. Wow, paying taxes are really cool because I get to benefit from the police department, the fire department, the nice roads, all of that. So basically it's enjoying and really, I guess some people say being grateful, but to me it's even more than that, because resistance, to drop resistance, you really have to be with it, be present with it, and see why you created it. So you can have a sister that does not receive you, but it's only a problem if you don't receive yourself. But if you want it to not be a problem, then you have to be the one who receives you, because she won't do it anyway. So you get to acknowledge you. So the best way to drop resistance is to do it, to have that thing you resist. And just creates awareness, right? So so let's say you're resisting going to the doctors, okay? So I was having a problem with my body recently, and I was like, I really don't want to go see the doctor, really don't want to see the doctor. And the problem got bigger. So I was like, fine, I'm just going to go see the doctor and I'll deal with whatever they have to say. And I was actually a little bit concerned. Well, they did the blood work. I'm super healthy. Everything is fine. So by dropping the resistance and actually doing it, I got to have the information that I was okay. If I had not dropped my resistance and still resisted going to the doctor, I probably would still be thinking there's something wrong with my body. So when you drop the resistance, you will be amazed by what is on the other side of resistance. So you know what? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't drop resistance. Keep the resistance. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. And then one day you'll be so tired of fighting and resisting, then you'll have to drop it. You just will have to.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yes.
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 Awesome. Awesome.
Sophie, it's for me with my sister, the one thing, so you asked earlier, like what other things does it make you aware of, right? And the fact that you're kinder and, you know, stuff like that. But for me, it made me recognize the people that I was choosing in my life.
Yeah.
So now it's more about, you know, inviting people into my life that bring that joy and happiness and bring those, you know, the people into my life that allow me to be who I am and who can receive me. So that's been kind of fun for me because even more access people are coming into my life now. So that's been fun.
Oh, I think she was saying more access people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Exactly. Once, and guys, you have to understand, you're a little miracle. You're a little walking, talking miracle. You just don't know it, and you never acknowledge it. But if you just spend 5 minutes in the day acknowledging the miracle you be, the universe will actually show you even more miracles and more the miracles that you be and other people be too. And it's so much fun to start to be in a universe where people are being miracles. So would you do that? Would you in the morning acknowledge the miracle that you do?
Yes.
Yes.
And you can ask universe, please show me the miracle that I am. Please show me. I mean, this morning I was dropping off my kids at camp and we were having so much fun in the car. Like they were laughing and we were talking about ideas and it was so fun. And I'm so grateful, even though 5 minutes earlier, we were like scrambling to get out of the house and all stressed. And then boom, we get in the car and we just started having fun. There's so many miracles that happen like this every day, but do you acknowledge it? Do you acknowledge the miracle that you be, that you have, that you enjoy every day? Maybe you can do it more. Maybe you can do it more. So
yeah.
Well, yes, just choose it for sure. Choose it from the moment you open your eyes. Choose to see the miracle you be. Choose to see the miracles everyone is around you. I promise you, it will change everything. And then move your arms around. I'm just going to have a whole bunch of people moving arms around like that. I just think it's so much more fun when we move like that.
I have a question.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny because I realized about half people. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I have a question.
Go ahead. What's the question?
A lot of time in my life, and less so now that I've been doing access. But this thing that you were just saying to do every day, is seeing yourself as a miracle, or being with, the awareness that we're all miracles and amazing, and it's like just being in awe of our existence and our lives and the possibilities. And in my life, when I became aware that people just didn't like themselves, I didn't like myself, it's like I'd go into this huge sadness of how many people on the planet really have no idea how incredible our lives are, and what a special, just how amazing it is to be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
A lot of people live in a manufactured reality.
yeah. Well, okay. So are you guys willing to be leaders?
Yes.
Of course.
Okay. So if you're willing to be a leader, this is what you have to understand. When you walk around being, I'm a miracle, everybody's a miracle, I'm a miracle. When you walk around like that, people will eventually pick up on it. The 98% works reverse as well. So you will be sending out into their thoughts the idea that they be a miracle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, you don't have to talk to them. They don't have to do any kind of anything fancy, anything that they don't want to do. But just you walking around as the possibility, as the gift that you are, and just thinking in your head or being, I'm a miracle, they will start doing it too. So this is why I hate when people say, I'm doing all this work. I'm like, stop it. Don't do the work. Enjoy it. Enjoy your life. Because doing work is boring and it's hard. Don't do the work.
And I noticed that today, Sophie. I was at Trader Joe's and I had such a shitty day. And when I went to grocery shop, I was in such a foul mood. I can tell the energy of other people could pick up my energy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it felt like people were scared or like, oh God,
So
who's this guy? Or
you're a very loud thinker, so yeah, it's a good awareness to have. So did you change your energy, or what did you
no? No, I just got worse.
Oh. Well,
But it changed a little bit after, right?
Yeah. After I recognized it, but that was after I left. I was like, well, who the fuck are these people? And then I thought, oh, wait a minute, it's me.
So you guys also realize that time is not linear.
yes.
Oh yeah.
So even though you recognized that in the future, so you could go backwards and say, okay, I'm just going to change all their thoughts now, boom, so that whatever they picked up from me is different.
Yeah.
So this is a little magic trick that I'm teaching you guys here. So when you're being all of you, your power, your potency is not just right now. It's also in whatever happened in the past and whatever is going to happen in the future. Okay? So when you're choosing right now to be the miracle and you think about all the people that cross your path, they're going to pick up on you choosing to be a miracle, even if they're not around you anymore. That's called magic. That's who you be. You guys are not linear. You're not linear people. You're always expanding, always changing. So don't limit your potency to just now. Change it. So with Access Consciousness, we have these really great tools if we want to change energy, and I'm going to teach you a couple of them. So the first one is 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3 is to change the past. So we gather energy in our hands and we're going to look at whatever it is we want to change from the past. And on 3, we're going to blast energy to that moment. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then the other one I'm going to teach you is 1, 2, 3, 4. And what that is when you look in the future and you've already decided that you're never going to have a relationship with your sister, or your friend is never going to get lighter, or your business partner is never going to change, all of those moments. So you look at the future, and now on 4, we're going to blast energy to that moment in the future. 1, bigger energy. 2, 3, and 4. And one more time. 1, 2, more energy, 3, and 4. Okay. How do you guys feel right now?
Good.
Lighter.
This is awesome. Do you guys have any other questions?
I just was thinking, how much lighter I feel after doing those energy things, but that how, like, when we come to a conclusion, and conclusions, I think, are sometimes, I don't even notice when I've come to a conclusion. All the time, right away.
Well, it's gonna be super easy. Every time you have a problem, there's a conclusion.
Anytime I perceive something as a problem.
Yeah, exactly. There's a conclusion.
Okay.
Right there.
That's pretty easy way to identify it.
Yeah. So if something is not working, there's a conclusion in there. So for all of you who don't do access, conclusion is when there's a stuck point of energy, right? So conclusion is, it's going to be like this, or it's only like that. That's the conclusion. It sucks the energy in this place, and that's when you cannot change it. So to remove a conclusion, what we do is we ask question. So what else is possible? How does it get any better than this? I wonder, what do I know about this that I pretend I don't know? All of these will remove the conclusions and will allow you to have more awareness, more space, and more joy. So if it's not working,
if you never go into conclusion, everything will continue to change.
Yes.
Right?
Exactly. And because the universe has your back, it always continues to change toward more. Always.
That's generous.
Always.
How to get better than that?
Always.
How does it?
Yes. You just have to trust it, because it never looks like what you think it's going to look like. Never, ever, ever. Well, you guys.
It was funny.
Yeah, you guys definitely put me in a very good mood tonight. Candace, do you have anything else you want to add or ask or anything?
Something that is kind of related to what we've been talking about is a lot of times I tend to focus on that sort of one thing that I think I want.
Yeah.
And the way you describe, like, if you're right up to that molecule, you can't really see anything else. And so the thing that I've been trying to focus on is not coming to conclusions so I can see everything else. But it's like sometimes I don't know how to get out of that mindset, or how to, because we're always taught to like have a goal and have a vision and this and that. And with access, it's more about not really narrowing in on something, but being able to see what's there and then choose it, right? And so I get kind of stuck in between those two things.
It's interesting you say that, because I currently do a program called 30 Days to Create Anything You Want. And it was interesting because so many people are not willing to choose something to create, because everybody's like, well, I'm just going to choose whatever shows up. Whatever shows up is what you've asked for in the past. What are you asking for right now? And it does require to let go of anything you've decided you can or cannot have and just choose. Now, it's not going to show up the way you think it's going to show up or has to show up, but you have to choose. You have to choose something. And it's okay. Like, you don't have to, you're not marrying it. It's only for 30 days, for God's sake, but you have to choose to create something. If you're not choosing, the universe cannot deliver. It just can't. it can't give you what it is that you would like to have unless you're choosing it. So, yes, in access.
So it may not be.
Go ahead.
So it may not be necessarily asking questions about it. It may be making a choice so that you can allow more information to come in, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
For instance, I chose a class in June, and I literally chose the class 2 days before the class started. And I did not even know I was going to class. But everybody was like, oh, I'm going to see you on Thursday. I'm going to see you on Thursday. I'm like, I guess people think they're going to see me on Thursday. I wonder if I'm going to be there on Thursday. And I'm like, okay, so what if I chose this? So in 2 days, I had to, which for me was a big deal. It changed so many things in my life. I had to like change a whole lot of things. It moved a lot of energy. So in order to have that, I had to choose to go to class, and I did not know what it was going to require. So you never know what it's going to take for you to have or do something, but you have to start choosing it. And when I say it, you have to start choosing the business, the class, the trip, the boyfriend, the car, the house, the money, the body, the clothes, the jewelry. Whatever it is you guys want to have, you have to start choosing it. Having it now. Not when you, having it now, being it, choosing it with every single ounce of your body and your mind and your head. And once you do that, the universe is like, here you are, here you are, here you are. And it just amazes me. Listen, Facebook has this weird algorithm where unless you've been interacting with somebody, it requires that somebody be very popular for you to see them, right? So it's very frequent that people that I talk to every day, I don't see their stuff because I don't go on Facebook all the time, or I don't go to their Facebook page. Well, recently, it's been like this. Somebody posts something on Facebook that I never talked to, or I haven't talked to in ages, and for some weird reason, I see it, and it's exactly what I've been asking for, or it's exactly what I can create right now, or what I want to choose right now. And boom, like my conversation with Candace, and then recently somebody else, because I do websites, and all kind of stuff like this, really boom, boom, boom. And it makes no sense because the algorithm should not allow me to see it, but I do, because I'm choosing to have that. You guys get it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's 8:05.
And
Go ahead.
also, I just wanted to mention that we don't always have to choose like outside sources, right? Like money or a larger home or a better boyfriend or better girlfriend. It's really, for me, like I said early on, it's about being happy. And I think that's the only instinct we have is to be happy. And it's like the only one thing I see people deny all the time.
Yes.
And if we don't have that happiness, I don't think we're going to be able to resonate, and we're not going to be able to connect to the things that we do desire.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask you a question though about that?
Mm-hmm.
So would you be able to find happiness by staying where you are and doing what you're doing right now, or
No.
No. Okay. So for you, yes, you're choosing happy, but you're also choosing to change the career, right? To change the environment. You're choosing
Right.
different. So you still have to choose to change the career or to change the environment for you to have that happiness.
Well, what if you can still be happy though?
You can,
Regardless.
but you, Tobias, it would not work for you. So you have to look at what being happy is going to be like for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know people who work the same job in the same company for 45 years and we're super happy. For me, I would shoot myself if that was the case.
Me
Right?
too.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, you could, but it would actually not reflect you. So you have to choose what is going to make you happy. Just choosing happy is not going to create happy. Well,
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, what if I can be happy through this change? I think that's what's getting me. So what could I choose like today to create more happiness and just to have more fun with it instead of
yes.
going into like the drama of it. So
in that case, it's two choices you're making. You're choosing the happiness and you're choosing the change too. You're choosing both.
Mm-hmm.
It's two choices, and you guys can have more than one choice at once. Isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you can show gratitude for something. So for me, like Sophie was saying, there's people that can be in the same job. I've been in the same company for 21 years, but I've switched roles. I've switched jobs. And, you know, in one of my past jobs, I was miserable. I was just like, ugh, I hate this. I want to go be a coach and do my own thing and have my own business. But it wasn't really a possibility for me. And so I was just making myself more and more miserable. And, you know, somebody taught me, you know, practice being grateful and practice gratitude towards something. And when I started doing that, what I found was more space to create other things. Because when I wasn't worrying about where my paychecks were coming from, I had that space in my, you know, awareness or my life to create business type things. So different perspectives sometimes like that can help too.
Yes, exactly. I love that. Well,
but you brought up what was not possible. What was it that wasn't possible for you at the time?
So just financially to try to replace my income with the amount of time that I had was it was not very realistic at the time. But the funny thing is when I also was in conclusion about some stuff at the time. And so I was pushing, like Sophia was describing earlier, I was pushing on trying to create a coaching business. And what was happening is I was resisting leaving my corporate job at the same time. And when I dropped my conclusion about how I thought it should show up, what ended up happening is I got a coaching job within my corporate job. So I'm doing coaching and I have the income and security of a corporate job at the same time. So it kind of all worked itself out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
Yes, that's exactly the kind of magic that's available to all of you. Very cool. Okay, so we're coming to the end of this webinar, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of you who showed up. If you would like more information about the tools of access or about what I do, you can contact me at Sophie, Mihalko, MIHALKO@gmail.com. My website is my name, sophiemihalko.com. And Candice and I, we would like to invite you to join us July 30th to August 2nd, I believe, in Irvine, California for a wonderful, amazing class called Access Foundation, where you get to really undo all the crap that you've been buying into and recreate the life you want to. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we're grateful for the both of you.
Say that again.
I said we're grateful for the both of you.
Oh,
thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. And I will send the recording probably in the next 24 hours.
Thank you, Sophie.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Sophie.
Have a good night.
Bye, guys.